Hello, good afternoon to all of you here tuning into our second podcast of AWCSG. I have here two wonderful participants in today's podcast. In the middle is Suresh Vallabhaneni, who is also one of the members of the AWCSG, and comes with some flying colors in this thing. He is also a co-founder of AWCC, which is the American Women's Cricket Club, one of the partners of the MILC team Orlando Galaxy. And of course, he has a ground on his own, meaning he's a co-investor in a cricket ground, Orlando Cricket Ground, with turf facilities. Last but not the least, I have here Amar Afsaluddin, who is also a member of the AWCSG, joining in our discussion with Suresh. Without further ado, I welcome both of you to the podcast here.
Thank you. Thank you, Amir, for having me here.
Good to see you guys. We haven't spoken in a while. It's only every other 5 minutes that we talk to each other in prep for AWCSG. But good to have you guys on a formal platform. I guess we have
Of
to behave, Suresh,
Yeah.
right? Me too.
just for the just for our viewers who may have missed what I said, I have all the wonderful things that I forgot to mention. He's also a coach of Southern Strikers team when the team travels. So I have seen him wearing a coaching hat too. And he seems to run a very tight ship otherwise. First of all, welcome, Suresh.
Thank
We
you very
wanted to
much.
converse with you. How did you get into getting a ground, and what are the things that you had it when you started this?
Thank you, GK. Thank you, Amir bhai, for having me here. I think a little bit of history of how the ground came about, right? So while I was traveling as a parent with my daughter for girls cricket in this country, this was around 2022, realized that there is a necessity or a need for a proper turf facility for the girls with my one of my biggest peak points were proper restrooms for the girls, right? So that's when I started looking at and saying, what can we do for these girls to give them a better infrastructure?
All right, Suresh Nana. So I was curious, when did the journey, I know you're a cricket fan, of course, like when did your kids get into the game? When did you decide to go, procure a cricket field in partnership, of course? So how did that all start? Like, was it you that you wanted to start a cricket field? Was it your children, and their interest and, like people coming together for a cricket field? And my last question would be, like this idea, and which is I've been to your field 3 times, like more than 3 times actually, and I love it there. It's easy, it's a good destination, flying to Orlando, go to the field. But 40, 50 minutes from Orlando, what this mission about this field, and it sort of like coming together and working out, and a lot of cricket happening on it. So I'm so sorry, I'm packing a lot of questions, but how, let's go back to the start. And like, yeah, thank you.
So I think and the journey of the girls made me look at the infrastructure side of it. I never had the vision to build a cricket field, but as I was mentioning, with my daughter's journey in cricket, while we traveled around the country, we realized that there is a dearth of infrastructure, especially for girls, with proper restroom facilities. And that's where we started looking at and saying, what can we do to better this? And I have visited a few of the facilities around the country during that journey, including PVCC, St. Louis, and all of them. So I felt that, hey, why can't we build something and build something exclusively giving priority to the girls, right? That's where OCG or Orlando Cricket Ground came about, and it's not an easy journey to put in infrastructure in that. And what I would like to proudly say is this ground is built for the girls, and girls are priority in this ground, and the boys or the other anchor things that we have in the ground, like the minor league team, the boys programs, they are secondary. If a girls team wants to play in that facility on a turf wicket, they get priority.
I think it's maybe right to say that you may be the first woman exclusive cricket ground that we have in the country. It would be a stretch for me to say that.
I don't want to boast like that, but definitely I think we did build it around the women centric. So I'll take that if that's given to us as a title.
So for the folks out there, if you have a women's cricket tournament, and you're looking for a field, you can reach out to Mr. Suresh Vallabhaneni, and like he will sort you out. He will help you out with the field, when it's preferred to be women's. It's a cricket field for everybody, but it's awesome to be preferred women's cricket field. And that's amazing. We need more people, more fields dedicated to the, like it should be dedicated to cricket, but women's during a camp and it rained, it poured, and 15, 20 minutes later, the ground was ready to play. And you explain, what do you have in there? Is that Bermuda grass with beach sand, or, how does it work? How does a drainage system, or, how is it so convenient, after
Yeah.
rain?
So I think we are blessed with the natural beach sand soil in the
Okay.
facility that we're built on, right? So what happens with the beach sand, as you all know, no matter how much amount of rain comes through, it just sucks it out. So the outfield will dry out in 15 minutes. Even if you have a 2-inch rain, the outfield will drain itself out in 15 to 20 minutes. You won't even see a speck. The center wicket is where we need to be careful, and that's where we cover it and we protect it. So as long as the center wicket is protected and covered, you can have a thunderstorm come through in Florida, and does happen quite often, just like England. It does come through quickly. 20 minutes later, we're up and running. So we're blessed
Yeah.
with the natural beach sand soil that we have,
Oh,
and Bermuda grass on top of it that we laid down. So it
okay.
worked great.
So I was right on cue then. I did my research okay then about the field.
So
That's good.
I just don't need an excuse to go to Florida to start with. And now that we have a great cricket ground,
Yeah,
I think that will be a place of choice for me to take a refuge if I
absolutely.
need to. How many strips of natural turf do you have in the ground, Suresh?
So this is a 70-yard circle boundary for the ground, fenced out. We have a 3-strip center wicket, and we do also have 3 training facility or cages with a turf wicket as well. So center wicket is 3-strip, and then 3 batting cages that are turf as well.
Good. For anyone who may not know, I have not been there myself, Suresh. This will be the first time I'll be coming to your facility. I'm very excited to be part of this tournament that we are putting together. I also heard that you have a housing complex in your cricket facility itself, where yours may be one and only in the country, possibly that I'm aware of. Teams can be hosted in the ground itself. Can you talk a little bit of that?
Absolutely. So the ground and the facility is part of a Pine Lake Resort. Is almost a 100-acre property. So the Pine Lake Resort is owned by Park Square Homes Realty, a real estate firm in Orlando, Florida. They happen to be our friends, Suresh Agarwal ji and Ramji. They own the facilities and the property, and we happen to be part of that, taking care of this cricket side of their resort side, right? So that resort has accommodation facilities for around 250 people. And
Wow.
this was built originally as a camping site for, or if you will, summer camps and camping site for the kids and adults. So a lot of kids activities used to happen there and still happen there. A lot of Boy Scout kind of things happen there. So the facility is built that in mind, and it has a capacity to host 250 people at any given point in time. And remember, this is a nature resort. This is not your luxury resort, right? So you don't see the amenities that you normally might see in a 5-star or 4-star resort, but this is a nature preserve resort. So you have that wilderness feel to it when you come into the resort. So I think as we grow and hopefully, with the help of the Park Square Homes and the family that holds the trustee that holds it, we'll be able to expand it, bring in more better facilities, upgrade some of them to meet the demands of the current Gen Z kind of a. But to your point, right? I think it is best suited for camps. If you want to do camps
Yeah,
for cricketers, come in and don't worry about travel. Don't worry about it's eat, sleep, play
yeah.
concept, right? You're there for a week, dream cricket, play cricket, sleep cricket, and definitely that's a facility that can accommodate that.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. There's a lot of space. The cricket field, you're transported into this magical, foresty, campy sort of a place, like, and you see a cricket field out of nowhere and a beautiful cricket field with side screens and stuff like that. By the way, Sureshan also has, a couple practice nets, which I saw the last time I was there. So, it's from a cricket perspective, it's got everything there, so we're excited, Sureshana. Thank you so much for hosting the AWCSG. American Women's Premier T20 inaugural tournament. Manish won't be happy if I don't say the full thing. So, I have to
You
make
got to say
sure
that full.
I have to say it. We're
You,
missing him again today. But
yep.
Suresh, another question I had for you is let's get to the business end. We only have two teams here, the Patriots and the Titans. But let's I have a couple questions for you. So, in your experience, what is a subpar score or a par score, and how do the playing conditions play out? So,
Good
let's
question.
yeah, what's the subpar score? And you got to let us in on some secrets. So the Titans can't hold all the secrets, right? Of course.
Yeah. So
What are
there's
you what are you
uh,
doing in terms of the pitch? Like, is the curation happening according to, like fast bowling, spin bowling? Like what are the, again, what should we look forward to, and how should we approach this?
What is the secret recipe to win a match in Orlando Cricket Ground?
Yeah. So to answer the question on the curation side and how the pitch is currently, right? So when the original pitch was laid down, it was Ravi Techie, the curator, and he's going to be there
Okay.
during the tournament as well. And there were some tricks that we learned along the way the last few years with the help of Coach Chandrapal, Shiv Chandrapal, if you like it, because of the experience that he brings in. He also knows how to change the pitch dynamics as well. And we tried that in the MILC series last season. From a par score perspective, I think we have seen scores around 145, 150 chase down on that, and
Wow.
we have also seen scores at around 100 being tough to play with. If you so, we can definitely mold the pitch based on the coach's needs. If you want a spinning track, we can give you a spinning track, and we do have the tricks that we can do with the pitch. Thanks to, but
Well, Suresh, that was a very, like a very wide-ranging sort of a response. I was going for specifics so the teams can, plan and prep better. But good one, Anna. Absolutely. But no, guys, I've been there. It's a great pitch. Great outfield. Take advantage. Score a lot of runs. Ground strokes up in the air is always good. But it's a fabulous place to play cricket. My next question to you, Suresh Anna, is going to be big shout out to Ravi Kitty Anna for sure. He was there when I first met him in 2024, I think. We met for the first time, right? So is he, is he going to come back, and, are you guys working, like sort of like making some reinforcements or adjustments to the pitch? Is that why he's coming through?
yeah, so what we
Yeah.
did was, I think, Amir, when you visited and when the camps happened there a year ago, it was a red soil pitch. Now it's a black clay. So we transformed the pitch into a black clay pitch last summer, just before the MILC tournaments.
Okay.
It's been stable for 8 months now. We have around
Okay.
20, 30 games on it in the central wicket on different strips with the black clay, and it
Brilliant.
comes out well. And the reason why I wanted Ravi come back is to make sure that I have more manpower on the ground, and obviously his experience in the turf and things like that will help as well. And I think Shiv did mention, Chandrapal did mention that if he's around, he wants to come out and see if we can give the track a better couple
Okay.
days ahead of
Okay.
time. So we'll,
That is awesome. Can
Yeah.
we please request him to come out between April 3rd and April 6th, if that's
Yes.
okay?
if he's there,
Okay.
he will definitely show up. I think.
That is
Fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be
If
amazing.
there's
Thank you.
if there's one takeaway, I think we all have to be good to Suresh. So he prepares a pitch the way we want. Don't mess up with Suresh in Florida. So
Yeah. No, I think
and it's
yeah, cricket and the girls come first. So the rest of it can stay back out.
very glad that you are able to have multiple surfaces that gives an option to have pace, spin, and favor both batters and bowlers. It should not be one-sided. Let How about the outfields? How good are the outfields, Suresh, in the
Yeah.
ground?
So the outfield, as I was alluding to earlier to Amir's comment, it's a beach sand soil. So we had, when originally we started off and when the camps held, we had some patches that grew lushly, and then there are some patches that are still growing through. But what we did over the last year as well is we reinstalled Bermuda sod, the entire space. So you have sodded Bermuda, just like these
Wow.
stadiums out there for the entire ground. And the outfield is pretty quick. It's quick. Once you get the ball going, it goes. It's not slow. Maybe in the mornings with the dew a little bit damp, a little bit in the morning for an hour or so in the morning, if it is dew. Otherwise, it flies. The ball will fly. The outfield will fly.
There you
And
go. The trick is here.
yeah,
Yep. There you go.
there might be some
Absolutely.
there might be some patches that could be like any other ground, right? It takes off, but we will roll it, and that's the plan. We will roll it for the next 2 3 weeks, so the ground is stable, the grass is cut, and we will try and give the best of what we have.
It's
Still have the
awesome.
same
Wow.
outfield.
No, I was impressed back then. I've been there, I think, two, three times, so far in the last 2 years, 2.5 years. And I love the field. It's a great experience, a very good outfield. The pitches are good. The matches were exciting. The prep was good. So I'm very excited,
So
but
I'll
can't wait
let
to see the new. Yeah.
yeah
Yeah, for sure.
the 2025 MILC South Division season happened there. So there are 6 games on YouTube. You can watch and see the pitches.
A
For
good one.
sure.
That's a good one.
And I'm not kidding when I say that, because the first 2 games of the World Edition were all spinning tracks where the scores were 110. And then you switch over the next 4 games, you see the track where 140, 150 come through. So you can see
Okay.
for yourself.
That's good. And girls out there listening to this podcast,
Yep.
pay attention to what Suresh is yielding to.
Absolutely.
So that's what you're going to get in Florida. And
Basically, what Suresh Anna has done is given us a lot of homework where we have to go do a lot of research. 6 YouTube games, 3 hours each. That's about 18 hours worth of data we need to look at. Now, thank you, and we're definitely excited to come out to Orlando.
at this moment, let's give a prop to our sponsors that who makes it all possible, because without them this tournament would not have been possible, and we are all able to do this with such a grand scale is due to our sponsors. Sponsors for your time. What are your parting words, Suresh, for our girls when you welcome at your facility in April?
Yeah.
What do they have in store?
So I think thank you for the opportunity to host this first inaugural American Women Support Cricket Group tournament here. This is a lot of hard work put in by this group of individuals to come up to this point in time. It's time and effort, and I think the opportunity for the girls is immense, where you can play competitive cricket and you can express yourself and learn more about each other as you prepare for your next journey of national or international careers, wherever that you might go. And what I would say for the viewers is, please do support this group. And it's a noble cause to make sure that the girls get their due in terms of the time and effort. And we will do our part as the ground owners or the team facilitators here to make sure that the tournament is run and the girls have a good time in Orlando and a good time at the OCG. They call the OCG, it's like the MCG for US. So,
G for a reason.
so thank you.
It
Thank
is.
you for
No,
that. And look forward to hosting the girls up there.
We are equally excited to be there. Amir, boy, any final words?
no, I just want to, Sureshana, thank you very much again, for signing up, putting your hand up and saying, yep, the field's ready. I know when we started, we're looking at multiple fields and, we were trying to, locate, our first, but it's fitting that, like for me, in sorts, like my first entryway into women's cricket, USA women's cricket was in Orlando in March 2024. And for AWCSG to happen, the first tournament to happen there, it's sort of like, seems to be fitting for me. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much to you and the partners at OCG. We really appreciate it. Thank you to the sponsors, gold, silver, and bronze. Nothing would be possible without you guys. We love
That's
you.
true.
You're setting up good standards, where the top 36 cricketers are going to come together, play cricket. So you're supporting women's cricket in a big way. Really appreciate it. Signing out, Anna. Have
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
all
time.
for being
Yeah.
part of this. And don't forget to tune into our next podcast. We'll have some exciting guests to speak to you. Thank you all. Have a
Yes,
good one.
that's right. By the way, we're moving down in category. We're going to have somebody who is 25 years or younger, right? Enough of us old dudes on camera. So we're gonna have a cricketer come up to the show. That's Ganesh Anna, my producer, is telling me to stop. Don't let out any more secrets. So I'm gonna go. So thank you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Yep. Stay tuned. Thank you for your support.